Thanks, Ron. Still on the ice this weekend, another national passion, figure skating, and there is Canada's headliner, 20-year-old Patrick Chan. Twice a World Championship silver medalist. He's got the quad under control these days. And Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich, less than 2 years into their partnership, on the verge of a national championship. Live from Victoria, it's Saturday night. It's the Canadian Championships Live. With Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford. Kevin Reynolds. Paige Lawrence and Rudy Sweegers. Sean Sawyer. Milan Brodeur and John Matadol. Featuring Patrick Chan. And also Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich. Ready to go with Tracy Wilson and Kurt Browning, the short program of Patrick Chan and the defense of a title. 3 times he's worn the Canadian crown.
Short program to take 5. And opening with his new toy, Kurt, the quad.
Oh, I just love that new quad smell, don't you? Here it goes. Oh.
He likes it too.
New friend is the quad. His old nemesis, triple axel. Here it comes. He doubled it.
Building up speed in footwork to triple flip. Sometimes it's in combination, sometimes it's alone. Tonight it has to be in combo. Wow.
Just over a year ago at the Olympic Games, all the talk was about the quad that Patrick Chan didn't have. Can you believe in just one short year how comfortable he is with that new explosive jump? Look at the speed, the power in this footwork.
Fantastic.
You can see clearly why he was the winner of the Grand Prix final among the best in the world just recently.
Well, I'm convinced that when you put that much into the quad, you'll get that axle soon.
Battling the cold all week, 88-78. Patrick Chan leads. He's on his way. And we continue live from the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre in Victoria, BC. The BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships and the pairs final. Here are Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford.
They are sitting in fourth place. It is so close between fourth and second. It's anybody's game for that last spot on the world team. Both are experienced single skaters, experienced with other partners, new this year as a team. Lots of height in that triple twist.
Big jump series here, triple flip. The judges will be watching carefully to see who did what. They might even call it back on the screen.
One of their release moves, this the throw triple loop.
With her former partner, Craig Bunton, she got as high as 6th at the World Championships, that in 2008.
And they were both junior champions in singles at this Canadian Championships. Megan in 2003, Eric in 2004. Eric, considered by many to be one of the finest male pair skaters in the world because of wonderful strength like this. Look at how low he gets on his death spiral. People so pleased for him that he has joined with such a strong partner in Megan.
Mission accomplished, but here in the booth, everyone had to help Eric with that lift.
From the lift here into a throw.
A brand new team this season, 4th at Skate Canada International in Kingston, desperately seeking to move up. Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford.
They have struggled this week, Megan in particular, with the triple jump. Usually it's her best friend. She missed it in the short program. That's why they are sitting in 4th place. A disastrous practice coming into this free skate, but pure joy on their face tonight in competition.
We'll return to the BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships in a moment. Welcome back to Victoria. Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford, along with their coach Richard Gauthier.
Here's the good stuff. Beautiful twist off the start. Very clean, finishes her revolutions before coming down to her partner. Fantastic smile to boot. Here's the triple toes that got away from, flip. And you'll have a look and see the judges are going to have to just decide what to do with that mess. They'll decide if it's double or triple or combination of the 2 doubles back to back. Sorry, I'm a little excited.
Well, and as you should be, because the triple flip, only one other team in the world has done that. That's how they're trying to up the ante, and they're both very, very capable of doing those.
Yeah, Morrow victory. She likes that. 113.63 in their free skate. 171.34 for Duhamel Radford. Right into first place. 3 strong pairings to come.
By far their best score in competition, and they know now they're putting the pressure on the rest of the field.
And bearing the brunt of that pressure right now, Milan Brodeur and John Matador. She's from Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Quebec. He's from Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia.
They have a charming free program, skating to music from an American in Paris. They've been to the World Championships once. That was 2009, where they finished 10th. Looking for a trip back.
Trouble on the first element, the catch on the twist. As we mentioned off the top, the teams this close battling for that spot for the world team, assuming that Kirsten and Dylan have a great skate. Everything matters.
He doubled a triple, and those are the little differences that add up. Towers and Moskovich have a 5-point edge over second place, but second, third, and fourth separated by about 1.5 points.
Grand Prix season, they were 6th at NHK in Japan and 4th at the Trophy Eric Bompard in Paris.
Those were right on. Double axles into double toes. hard in a competition this close when you do start. It's easy to lose your focus.
Pulls on your heartstrings.
Well, it does, and you know, when that's how Megan and Eric put pressure on the skaters to come, because they post a high score. These two on the ice, hearing those marks, knowing they could not afford to make mistakes. And when you start out making them, your mind just starts playing games with you, that you don't have a chance, that you've blown it, and it just doesn't get any better. So unfortunate for such an engaging couple.
Well, after missing the Olympics, it's been a let's see what happens season for Mylène Brodeur and John Matadol. And there was some trouble tonight. When we come back, a little Prairie Thunder. Paige Lawrence and Rudy Swiegers of Saskatchewan, center stage in Victoria. Let's have another look at Mylène Brodeur and John Matadol.
Looking back at the beginning of the program, see 2 revelations instead of 3, and like you said, Tracy, once even one small mistake happens, it does form a small crack, and sometimes it gets away from you. What didn't get away from them is all the charm that you and I both love from this team. They have so much to offer a crowd. Maybe near the very end their hearts were a little broken, but you just want so much for them. They make you love them. Tonight wasn't it.
Richard Gauthier, Bruno Marcotte, their coaches, training in Saint-Léonard, Quebec. Free skate 104.34. That will be a disappointment. There's no doubt about that. The grand total 163.12 leaves them in second place behind Duhamel Radford, who came up with a great free program here. And out on the ice, from Kennedy and Kipling, Saskatchewan, respectively, Paige Lawrence and Rudy Swiegers.
Rudy's had a very interesting warm-up. He fell throwing Paige, which doesn't usually happen. Usually the girl falls, and then he got hit by a bunny that was thrown from the audience. That could happen to anybody. Second time he came around, he gave that person a look and said, "You wait, I'm a vampire. I know where you live."
This is a program that they skated to last year. They felt that they didn't truly do it justice, so they've kept it this year. Skating to Van Helsing. Lots of speed off the top and attack into their triple twist.
Watch these toes. They pick so fast. It almost looked like an edge jump like Salkhaus, but the toes went in, it came up, came down, and landed. Just like the music, they're off to a great start.
Blind entry, she goes in backwards. Extremely difficult. Perfect timing.
They're young. She's 20, he's 23. They stood on the podium third at Skate Canada in Kingston, fifth at the Cup of Russia in Moscow.
Scott, you mentioned that they stepped on the podium at Skate Canada, and they said with that medal win came a lot of confidence and the belief that they were contenders.
And remember, they are skating for a national championship and a place at the World Championships. The top two Canadian teams will go to Tokyo.
And this would help. The throw triple loop. She's on as usual. Loving the throws. Out of absolutely nowhere. Back on the edge. Lost his balance. And a fall. Not only giving them 1 point deduction, but chewing up a lot of the program as well. That's potentially disastrous.
Unbelievable. He wills that lift up, and the audience trying to help them along. Watch this lift. One arm in his opposite direction, switching hands mid-air.
He's got to be steady right now. Put his partner up straight in the air and let her do her job.
She is incredible. She has not missed a throw all season in competition. He is really struggling in this performance in the latter stages after that fall.
It looked like a simple fall, but if you hit a nerve or that bone on the hip, the leg goes numb for a few minutes, and unfortunately, it may have had a big effect. What a great fight. Very exciting. Bad timing for that terrible fall. Unlucky, but what a struggle.
His back. Oh. A perfect start to their program, a casual mistake. And
With not so casual results.
And the only thing that gets you through a moment like that is your training. My goodness.
Well, never count out Prairie Pride. Paige Lawrence and Rudy Swiegers. Now let's go down to Brenda Irving with our current leaders.
Well, Megan DeHamel and Eric Radford had, what would you say about the practice today? It wasn't very good. It was challenging. What was the difference from then, just a few hours ago, to tonight?
You know what? I was uncomfortable in the practice earlier today. I think I was still hanging on a little bit to yesterday's blues, and I was down a little bit about yesterday, and Knowing myself, I got back to the hotel and I was like, that might have been the best thing I could have done. It fired me up. It made me focus more, it made me attack more, and we had to fight tonight, and that's exactly what we did. A practice is a practice, and I remember Michelle Kwan doing an interview once, and she had an awful practice, and her coach was like, who cares? It's a practice. You practiced. It's not supposed to be good or bad. And I kept telling myself that.
Well, you can finish no worse than third now. We'll wait for the scores. Thanks for this, and congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Scott.
Thanks, Brenda. On their way, shining seasons are rare. Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich hope to strike while the iron is hot in Victoria.
Oh, my peanut butter.
Everybody back home.
Paige Lawrence and Rudy Sweegers, along with their coaches Patty Hole, and that's Lyndon Johnson there, a former Canadian pairs champion. Here's how it looks. Free skate 108.73. You see the deduction. He fell. 168.11 puts them behind Duhamel Radford.
Disappointment.
And they were on fire and on track for the world spot.
Now, Megan Duhamel and Eric Radford look solid for one of those world spots to Tokyo. Last question to answer for Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich, who train in Kitchener-Waterloo under the direction of Chris and Christy Wirtz, the two-time Canadian pairs champions. And this team has had an outstanding season. 2 silver medals on the Grand Prix circuit. They made it to the final in Beijing.
Dynamic openings to a pair program I've ever seen. Just sit back and watch this. Is anybody else holding their breath?
It's been wonderful to watch the journey for these two this season. They came out at Skate Canada as alternates. and lit it up with the same attitude they've brought to this competition. Pure energy, no fear. They're working for this performance. Not always exact and precise, but no doubt they're fighters, and they're going to milk every moment.
Dylan was formerly partnered with his sister Kira. They won a 2006 Canadian Junior title. They were coached by Chris Wirtz and his brother Paul Wirtz, who died of lymphoma 3 months later. And do you think Chris Wirtz is thinking about that now as his protégés skate?
And how wonderful for Chris and Christy, Canadian champions as skaters, and the chance of being Canadian champion coaches as well. Final moments here, and watch this final lift.
Everybody in this rink in Victoria along for the ride with Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich.
They built themselves some padding in the scoring after the short program. They didn't even need it, even though there was a few bobbles near the end, but that could have been simple emotion. I think they knew where they were at in the world, what they had accomplished, and how do you concentrate when you know that you've got it.
I think that performance did not come easy to them from beginning to end, Kurt, and they knew what was on the line. But what you love is they just willed it to happen. You looked at the jumps. They weren't always perfect, but they were going to have feet like a cat and make sure that those
and the
jumps...
show's not over.
Yes. That they were going to make sure those jumps came out all right. A number of little mistakes for them, which they will go back and revisit and will need to improve before Worlds.
And even though there were little mistakes, not to give up on yourself in the moment is so special.
You know, and skating to win, not skating not to lose. And they just went for it. Here's a look at the throw. You can see a little bit wild on the edge.
Well, she usually is.
Final lift, and everybody goes and tries to help him as he does it. You can just feel a collective breath.
Well, you don't always earn support from the crowd through your skating. Sometimes it's your personality that helps put a little polish on the cake. Let's listen.
There's Chris Wirtz, Christy Wirtz, Megan DeHamel, Eric Radford backstage. They have the lead. They know now that they're going to Tokyo and the World Championships. No doubt about that. But a precious prize on the line, a national championship.
Sorry, Colleen Davison. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Danielle.
Happy birthday, Danielle. Guys, no, at home, it's not your birthday anymore.
Here we go.
For Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan.
Free skate marks for Moore-Towers, Moskovich, 122.9.
Huge scores.
187.63. Canada meet your new Bears champions. What a great tradition, and they're part of it now. Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the senior pairs competition.
Great fight, plenty of emotion. Moore-Towers, Moskovich take the Canadian title followed by Megan DeHamel and Eric Radford. Paige Lawrence and Rudy Sweegers of Saskatchewan wind up third this time. New national champions. Kirsten Moore-Towers, Dylan Moskovich. Seems like it fits. Back in Victoria in a thunderous applause here in Victoria for Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich, the new national pairs champions. Now, here's Brenda Irving.
Canadian champions. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It does, it really does. You know, we wanted this really badly, and we're just pleased that our training paid off today.
How important was it for you to come out here today and skate for the win, not just hoping to hold on to that lead after the short?
It was most important for us to come out here and focus on our job. Those voices that we talk about, you know, it's always there. They were a bit louder tonight, I think, for both of us. You know, knowing that we had that lead, we wanted to keep that lead. It's always like, do this right, you've got it. But it was very important for us to stay focused on our program and not so much the outcome.
If someone would have told you a year ago, hey, you're going to be going to the Grand Prix final, you're going to win the Canadian Championships, did you think that was within your grasp this season?
I certainly didn't. I knew that if we kept listening to our coaches and training hard like we do, then maybe someday it might happen for us, but certainly not this soon.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful week of skating and enjoy this new title.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now let's head back upstairs to Scott.
Thanks very much, Brenda. Now with Tracy and Kurt, kind of an emotional victory, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's been emotional, I think, for them all week. They have been absolutely charged in practice, on the competition ice, rallying the rest of the pairs. And actually, I thought they looked the most ragged all week. Tonight, they really held it together, and full credit to them. These two are competitors.
I'm not going to say that like perfection and perfect lines are Kirsten and Dylan's strength, but the ability to sell their emotion and their skating is something that the freedom that they have within the competitive environment is contagious. And I think that you would lose that if you polished everything up. There was a lot of emotion from all the teams tonight, and it peaked with Kirsten and Dylan.
Tracy, a quick word about the rebound of Megan DeHamel and Eric Radford.
Well, so wonderful for both of these skaters. I mean, we've watched them over the years as they've skated on their own, tried with different partners, but it seems they've really found the right person. Each of them has. And for Megan to come off a disastrous practice today, do some soul searching and turn it around and skate like she did, it was heartwarming.
I'll tell you what, both those teams are going to Tokyo. We're going to break. And these are the 2011 BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships from Victoria on CBC. We're back live in Victoria, the BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships and the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre. Scott Russell along with Tracy Wilson and Kurt Browning. Let's consider now the men's competition after the short program. Patrick Chan has the lead. Kevin Reynolds figured to be a factor, but he's back in fifth place.
He is. He went after a high-risk program, trying to put two quads in. Didn't go so well for him today. One of the quads was under-rotated. He also popped an axle, and that's why he's down in the pack.
Meantime, Kurt, Sean Sawyer lit it up, and he's got lots of experience.
And Sean has been on the outskirts from the fame, the bubble a little bit, but I think that they got that triple axle off his back, and he really nailed it. Also skating for freedom. A lot of skaters say they're going to do it. He actually did. He was a new, rejoiced skater tonight, and he was rewarded.
After the short program, it's Patrick Chan, Sean Sawyer, and Joey Russell is in third place. Three of these skaters will be going to Tokyo. We'll return in a moment.